So you've hit the books, you've passed the exams, and you finally have that civil engineering degree in hand. But when you actually look at the 2026 job market, it feels like there's this massive impossible wall between graduating and actually landing a good paying job, right? Why are thousands of perfectly qualified engineers graduating only to get stuck? Well, it's super frustrating, but here's the thing. It's actually not a lack of jobs. It's a gap in the right kind of skills. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely demystify this massive hiring gap. We're breaking down the ultimate BIM and civil engineering master guide for 2026, and we're going to reveal the exact digital skills and workflows you need to see some serious career growth. So let's jump right in and map out exactly how you can go from a stressed out student to a highly sought after professional. All right, here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the industry-ready gap, manual chaos versus BIM workflows, some awesome real-world case studies, the top skills companies demand, your 2026 career roadmap, and finally, getting hired in major hubs. Let's get to it. Starting off with Section 1, the industry-ready gap between college and the actual industry. Okay, I want you to let this hard truth sink in for a second. Companies aren't rejecting civil engineers because there are no jobs. They're rejecting engineers who just aren't industry-ready. The opportunities are absolutely out there. But you know, smarter systems and integrated project deliveries are replacing the old school methods at lightning speed. And honestly, raw textbook knowledge just doesn't cut it anymore if you don't have practical digital exposure to back it up. There's just a really stark disconnect here. In college, you're totally focused on theory, right? Individual assignments, 2D drafting, doing manual quantity calculations. But out in the real world, the modern job site demands seamless collaboration, automated bill of quantity systems, and really advanced BIM coordination. If their only tool is solitary 2D drafting, stepping onto a 2026 job site is literally like trying to speak a language you've never even heard before. Which brings us to Section 2, manual chaos versus modern BIM workflows. Think back to the before BIM era. We're talking incredibly complex manual drafts where structural beams would just crash right into HVAC systems. It was a total nightmare. Severe site chaos, missing openings, a ton of wasted materials, and routine 20-day delays. Just brutal. Now, contrast that with the after BIM workflow. By using centralized platforms like Revit, we can coordinate mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, or MEP, directly with the structural model to catch those clashes early. It drastically reduces rework. And we really have to remember that poor planning, it is an incredibly expensive mistake. When architectural, structural, and MEP decisions happen in their own little silos, it inevitably leads to wasted space, structural headaches, and just massive cost overruns. But smart planning, planning driven by digital workflows, coordinates all of those disciplines from day one. It optimizes your layouts, aligns everything efficiently, and guarantees a much faster execution. This is the reality of the 2026 job site. It's clean, it's tech-enabled, and it is deeply integrated. The future absolutely belongs to the engineers who understand the physical basics of construction, sure, but also the digital workflows that actually manage them. If you want a spot on this team, you've got to be speaking the digital language. All right, let's look at Section 3, Real-World BIM Case Studies. Let's actually apply this to the real world, because this isn't just theory. Take a recent residential apartment project, for example. Structural beams were literally clashing with HVAC ducts. Plumbing openings were totally missing. It delayed the whole project by 20 days, and labor costs went through the roof. But by bringing in Revit modeling and clash detection, they centralized the revisions and completely solved it. Or look at a recent hospital project. Endless drawing revisions and clunky client visualizations were just crippling their timeline. By bringing in Revit architecture and Navisworks, boom. Faster approvals, way fewer requests for information, and vastly better quality. So the core takeaway here is that using these BIM workflows gives you massive, tangible financial benefits. You're slashing rework, speeding up coordination, using space way better, and cutting unnecessary costs. I mean, think about it. Catching a conflict in a 3D digital model costs practically nothing. Finding that exact same conflict when you're pouring concrete on site, that costs thousands of dollars and weeks of time. And that, right there, is exactly why BIM pros are so highly valued. Moving on to Section 4, the top skills companies demand. If you want to be truly industry-ready, companies are desperately hunting for 5 specific things. First, BIM and digital construction, meaning you actually know your way around Revit, Navisworks, and BIM 360. Second, coordination skills, to seamlessly blend architecture, structure, and MEP.
Third, site execution knowledge, because yeah, construction sequencing still really matters. Fourth, quantity estimation and BOQ for nailing down material planning. And finally, professionalism and communication. You've got to be able to clearly present this technical stuff to clients without breaking a sweat. Now, mastering those 5 pillars, that is your ticket to exponential financial growth. You might start off as a CAD draftsman, but as you level up into a Revit modeler, then a BIM engineer, a BIM coordinator, and finally a BIM manager, your salary potential effectively triples. No joke. Your financial future in civil engineering is totally tied to how well you upskill digitally. And let's be totally clear about why companies are so happy to pay these high salaries. It is definitely not a charity. BIM professionals earn more because they directly protect the company's bottom line by stopping project errors before they happen, saving construction time, and getting quantities right. A stellar BIM manager saves a firm way, way more money than they actually cost to employ.
All right, Section 5, your 2026 career roadmap.
So, what does this 5-year journey actually look like? Well, year 1 is all about mastering the basics, the drawings, the systems, drafting standards, working as a CAD draftsman. Year 2, you step into the 3D world with Revit modeling. By year 3, you're taking on coordination projects, doing clash detection and shop drawings. In year 4, you're stepping up to full-blown BIM engineering. And finally, by year 5, you've made it to BIM management, overseeing massive multidisciplinary projects and really reaping the financial rewards. And if you're looking to get hired in a major IT and infrastructure hub, say Bangalore, for instance, the demand for BIM professionals is just off the charts. So here is your playbook to land that first job. First, learn the core software like Navisworks and Revit. Second, build a portfolio packed with live project exposure. Literally show them your BOQ reports and clash models. Third, grab an internship for that crucial hands-on experience. Fourth, build a strong LinkedIn presence so recruiters can actually find you. And fifth, prep for those interviews by really knowing your stuff, like level of development or LOD, and shop drawing workflows. When you follow this roadmap, this right here is what you're ultimately contributing to. You're not just drafting lines on a computer screen. You're standing at the absolute center of building tomorrow's smart cities. Modern urban development needs the exact digital coordination, the sustainable design, and the smart planning that you bring to the table. You are literally shaping the skylines of 2026 and beyond. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. The construction industry is radically transforming for 2026. The tools are totally different, expectations have skyrocketed, and salaries have adjusted to reward the people who can adapt. So the only real question left is this. As we move deeper into 2026, are you going to be industry ready, or are you going to be left behind? Start learning these digital workflows today, build up that portfolio, and I will see you on the modern job site.